But I like it, Carlos. I think that could look really cool. We want water to come this way, right? So we just need to fill this somehow.
You're so vain.
Welcome back to another fun build. Today we're taking you to Garden Grove, California, which is about half an hour west of our office.
I'll bet you think this song is about you, don't you?
Pointing that way?
Mm-hmm. Just slightly. I don't want to get too crazy on these turns unless we have more room and more flow, because this is the money shot no matter what from here, standing here. So a little turn would be good, and then you pick out the framers and the weirs and let's go for it. So we're gonna start things off by digging out the basin. We're also gonna be trenching for the plumbing for the waterfall system. We're gonna be using large Aquablox, a pump vault, and a pump vault extension. Then we're gonna start building some waterfalls. For this system, we're gonna be aiming for 3 to 4 drops. Then we're gonna top it off with some pebbles, and then finish things off with some plant and outcropping rocks. One unique little thing we're gonna be doing around the basin area is creating a connection point for a future dry stream bed that the homeowner is gonna build and connect to. So the waterfall itself is gonna start about here. It's gonna meander through, and then we're gonna have a basin close to the patio where the water is gonna disappear into the reservoir. As we dig the reservoir basin, what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip over that dirt and create a mound so we have some elevation change to be able to create our waterfalls. And behind the actual mound, we're gonna be setting some boulders in order to create a retaining wall in order to hold that dirt that we're mounding up for those waterfalls. And then, so let's go 15 from right about from here. Okay. So that'll be where basically it starts.
Okay.
And we may extend a little bit further depending on how we do it. I do have a spillway, but maybe we do the upwell.
Okay.
Just always looks better. On our constructed basins, we typically like to have the pump vault within a rectangular shape of the basin system. In this system, we actually bumped the vault out a little bit, so it gave us more Aquablox surface area, so we had more room to play with some rocks and the way that the water was going to spill into the vault system. So once we've got the basin excavated, we've dry fit the Aquablox, we've got it leveled and compacted, we're gonna bring in a piece of liner, which is about a 10 by 12 sheet of liner.
4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey?
So just as we were backfilling our basin with some sand, our rock delivery came, which is always super exciting because these are the missing puzzle pieces that we need in order to start building our waterfalls. So on this project, we're gonna be using some gray river rock that we use quite a bit. We're going with this rock because it matches some existing rock that the client already has and loves. I want you to pick your favorite framer, and let's start with that one. Is that your favorite, or you just feel like they're gonna go well together?
So I feel like height-wise, I feel like that's the best one to go for these.
Okay. My gut is, like we always say in the videos, even, is like first rock sets the tone. Those aren't exciting to me. They're good rocks. Great framers, but I want the first one to be like, yeah, that one just feels really good. So now that the basin's set, the liner's down, we're gonna start picking our first rocks for the first set of waterfalls. As you've seen in other videos, we always say that the first rock kind of sets the tone for the entire project, and things seem to really take off and start gaining speed once we have that first set of waterfalls built. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I like it too. If we could get water to up to here, and it kicks off of here, that would make this that much more interesting. So once we had our first framer set, it was time to set our first weir, which is the rock that the water is gonna spill over. Carlos and I were actually eyeing this specific weir like kind of entire time once it had actually fallen out of the truck from the dump. Because yeah, water is gonna wanna come this way. We just need to cheat a little bit so water goes this way, yeah? We liked the rock just because of the way it was shaped. It was a little bit more unique. It didn't have that just plain sheet fall, which we love. But this one had a little bit more of a unique character. Have water come through this way, all right? Once that one was set and we had it leveled the way we wanted, finding the next framer to finish off that side was a little bit easier since we already had 3/4 of the image of what it was gonna look like in our heads. Almost on every single build that we do bring in some 3/4 crushed angular gravel. And you might be wondering why we use an angular gravel. The reason we do that is actually because once you set the rock and kind of compact it, it actually locks together, providing for a more stable foundation for anything else that you're gonna build on top. The beauty of working with liner is that we could just peel the fabric in the liner back, dig more wherever we need for those rocks to set perfectly, flip that liner back, and set the rocks the way that we want them. It spills and then pushes water up and then around and makes this bend. It would look cool if we could find something nice and low and just really that kind of kills or kicks it this way. So one little trick that we like to use in our streams and waterfalls is using other rocks to kind of deflect water, or what we call them is kickers. What we're looking for is sometimes the water will be coming straight and the angle at which it goes over the weir is not quite the look that we want. So sometimes if we're able to manipulate the water and go around that kicker and come in off the top of that weir, it'll give you a different look from the spill, but it also creates a much more unique experience when you're watching the water in the stream versus a straight shot versus something that meanders a little bit.
So you want to put something right there where you're at?
I want to put something here. That doesn't necessarily mean that this has to be a framer. But I think we need something that's pushing in this way to really accentuate this. However we do that, because we have to get the water to go this way.
Yeah.
Can we try this one? It is a far one, furthest away. It's gonna be pretty heavy, but I think we can move it over. Keep turning it. More. I could live with that. I don't love it though. Let's try one more time, sorry. Let's flip it 180. I think that would work. Do you want to measure it and figure out a weir? So for our second weir rock, we actually found a weir that was almost perfect. The problem was that it was a little bit too shallow in depth. I think that's the right one. We just need to raise it up, huh? So what we ended up doing is filling in a little bit more crushed gravel. After that, set the other framer, and things went smoothly from there. That seems like it works if we get the right rock here. So things are moving along quite nicely, but we're gonna take a very quick break as we're expecting a very special guest to pay us a visit tomorrow. Today we're in Norco, California. We're actually here today because Greg Wittstock, the pond guy, is paying us a visit to vlog a bunch of our sites, and this is one of them. So for those of you that don't know who Greg Wittstock, the pond guy, is, he's actually the owner and founder of Aquascape, who's the leading manufacturer of pond equipment. Watching Greg and some other builders in the industry is really what sparked my imagination and my dreams for becoming a pond builder. So coming full circle from watching his show at the beginning called Pond Stars, getting inspired. And so for you guys that do want to see what happened on those videos, we'll put a link in the description below to his channel.
Go check out a beautiful Aquascape ecosystem water.
And this was all dirt. And so they're like, hey, we want a water feature here in this corner.
Beautiful. So this would be a mountain in Illinois. So we very rarely have yards, but you have the perfect conditions, a palette for an artist. You have a slope facing the primary viewing area of the home.
That's right, that's right. And so this is one of those rare situations we're not squeezing through a 3-foot gate, and we're able to get some machines up here, larger rock, and like you're saying, the slope to work with, which for us was, it was a lot of fun. If we put too much cobble here, I think the cobble needs to start all the way up to about here, and then it goes into the cobble. And then this is where it kind of starts blending together. So I'd plan on leaving this a little bit more open for now. So one little detail on our basin treatment that we're gonna do with the rocks or the cobble is actually create a little area where the homeowner is gonna actually be building her own dry stream bed. And the concept is to have that dry stream bed look like it merges and connects into our water feature itself, so it becomes a little bit more cohesive, and then letting the water just kind of find its way, like a washout. Do you know what I mean? So it's like fans out. So now that we're nearing completion on this Pondless Waterfall system, we're going to be working on some lighting, some foaming, as well as topping things off with a pebble. The pebble that we're going to be using on this feature is actually another gray river rock that matches perfectly with the boulders that we've selected. So what we have here is a pump vault that houses our 2,000 to 4,000 gallon variable speed pump. One of my favorite details on this Pondless Waterfall is the actual washout where the water enters into the reservoir system. I just love how the water pulls up and then the extra cascades. And my favorite rock in this system is this weir. Carlos and I kind of picked this out from the very beginning as wanting to really utilize this rock as one of our drops. A couple of turns. Carlos actually turned it in a different way than I originally had it. I love the way that water spills off of this angle and off the face of this rock. So by far, my favorite feature of this Pondless water feature. And then we have an artesian well system, an upwell system where the water gets plumbed and pumped through, upwelling here and coming down our first cascade and down into the rest of the water feature. And then one of my favorite things that we can't see now, but we'll show you later, is the lighting system. We have some soft white LED lights that are really going to change this thing at night. So when you're out here at night, the view of this water feature is going to transform and be spectacular. So now that we've got the water feature completed, we're going to bring out the client, get her reaction, and see what she has to say. So you ready?
I'm ready. Wow.
Here we are.
Wow. That's beautiful. Yeah, that is a lot more water in there than I thought. It's beautiful.
So was it worth the wait?
Yes.
I know we kept you from booking while the water's been on. You've been very patient and understanding. And I know you have a lot of things going on, so we'll keep this one short. Just we really appreciate the opportunity, and we really hope that you enjoy this thing for many years, as well as the dogs, of course.
They will.
But if you wouldn't mind really quick, how was the overall experience and then the water feature?
I thought the experience was great. I liked how you didn't try to sell me on stuff I didn't want. You're very thoughtful, all you guys. And this is just beautiful. It's way more than I thought we were going to get out of this. We spend a lot of time in the yard, so it'll be nice to just have this going and build the rest of the landscaping around this.
And it kind of just transformed what was just a dirt area that you could sit under this beautiful tree, but now you have this water just to sit by and relax by. Well, awesome. Thank you again so much for the opportunity, and yeah, I can't wait to see you guys landscape it and what you're gonna do, and hopefully the dogs don't cause too much of a mess in it as they're enjoying the water, but hopefully that's part of the fun of it as well.
We'll find out, yeah.
But thanks again.
Yeah, thank you guys, all of you guys.
They're like, yeah, this is all nothing new to us. Maybe they're nervous because they see all the cameras.
Yeah, camera shy.
So we hope you've enjoyed this build in Garden Grove, California. Be sure to subscribe because we're going to be back here for another water feature in the not too distant future.